Okay,
Hello.
we should be recording. Hello.
Hi, friends.
Hello.
We're starting at 9:30 for no reason. Okay. So last. No, you're totally fine. Where did you get that? Is that a McDonald's store or where is that?
Yeah, it's a Happy Meal. Happy Meal.
I need to go do that immediately. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I don't know if mine has one.
Look.
I need the Dark Magician one.
Exodia.
Carnally.
Exodia is
If you want this.
hilarious.
Well, I'll see which ones I get, and then maybe I'll get one that you would like.
Well, here's the thing, though, is it's not totally a gachapon, because if you go to McDonald's and ask for a certain toy and ask them if they have it, they will get it for you.
Oh, I should do that. I need the cinnamon
don't
roll
even-
one, because that one makes me happy.
Because you don't even need to buy the Happy Meal.
I want like Pom Pom Purine or Choco Cat at least.
Yeah.
I need to go figure that out. Okay. So, thank you for that information. I will be going to McDonald's. I will be going to McDonald's tomorrow, unrelated. So yesterday. So last time on Dragon Ball Z, the party met up. They accepted a job from the mayor of Saltwood, Walter Cockburn. The job is to collect keys. Parts of a key, excuse me. Hi, you want to say hello? Oh, she did not like that.
She doesn't.
Oh, she's trying to escape very strongly.
I know. She does not want to be a part of this.
Listen, when I get moved, I might buy myself one of those naked cats. I might do it, because I'm actually going to be able to
Oh,
do
yeah.
So the job is to collect fragments of a big key that has been broken apart. It was broken apart by the mayors to keep whatever is going on in the capital city of Amnesty in and everyone else out. We have one fragment of the key. We have Saltwood's fragment. And just as a reminder, the fragment is in a box. If Sigrid or anyone else in the party wanted to. Did you just bite something? Hey, those are cords, baby doll.
Why do cats do that?
Mischief. Shenanigans.
She's never anything like that. That was so rude. Okay, sorry. So if Sigrid or anyone else in the party wanted to, that you could take the key out of the box. It was just given to you in a box.
The box.
And this is the only time I'm gonna give you this warning. That is a high profile item. Just something to keep in mind.
You wrapped it
Okay.
in a horse blanket and put it in your backpack.
I do recall. I'm just reminding the table at large. Okay. So Sigrid, with the help of Moth, with the help of Sigrid, found the tombstone that had been pointed out to her by Whisper. That tombstone belonged to presumably. What are you doing? Why are you like choosing violence at fucking 9:30 at night? I hate that for me and for you. Oh, did you find a spider? Okay, go crazy. So the grave presumably belonged to a paladin or somebody from that era. That's what's invoked by the helmet you saw. And Moth was cleaning away at tombstones, and while Soraya and Dagger went to the library, they met Mercy, who seems nice enough, but seems pretty bored by Saltwood, which is fucking fair. Imagine you like go to a really expensive school and learn a lot, and then they're like, and you're going to the mid fucking west. Cringe. And so she is desperate to kind of get any connection to magic. And Dagger seems to suspect that she might be doing that with this person named Psalm, who might be a bard, might not be. You don't really know. He nicked her notes, took a look at them, put them back. Kind of weirdo behavior, but I guess so it goes. And that's where I think we left off.
Yeah.
So, we are, for ease of conversation, gathered in the graveyard. Sigrid, Dagger, Moth, and Soraya watching Moth clean this gravestone. What would we like to do?
We were going to go shopping, right?
And we can if you want, but like I said, out of game, there's not a lot for sale that is interesting because the good stuff has to be found through a rogue. So, I mean, I can read you the inventory list for some of these. So
I mean, honestly, all we need is just, like, travel food.
Yeah, and, well, you don't even need to worry about food. Remember, I'm not going to make you keep track of food because I think that's not fun for me. But I am going to make you cook. I'm going to make you roll to cook every night, so enjoy that. The apothecary has some poisons. I might have Dagger buy, like a serpent's venom or true serum. And then the general store has a fishing rod, a basic mirror, painter's tools, manacles. I don't know if y'all that interests. Manacles are interesting people. Flask, hunting trap. What's up? Sorry.
Painters.
Okay.
And the manacles.
Perfect.
I like the idea of having a mirror for divination reasons.
Okay. And then I explained Pride Silk to you all, but just a reminder, Pride Silk gives you, if you make and you have to have like, and again, I think we agreed, all three of you have a pretty good handling on sewing because of your respective backgrounds. So you would need to buy enough Pride Silk to make an outfit, and then you could wear it, and it gives you the AC of Dex, your base AC plus your Dex modifier, but it doesn't count as armor. I don't know if any of you are restricted by wearing armor, or if you just sometimes want to go somewhere where you don't wear armor. Every tailor will. Pride Silk is easy to find. It's not like if you don't buy it here, you're never going to see it again. I just wanted to introduce you to Pride Silk. Did you kill a spider? Are you eating a spider right now?
She might be.
She's just protecting her home.
Delicious snack.
It was a delicious snackle.
She's all fucked up because she saw a spider run under my washer and dryer, and she watched it like a fucking sentry for 3 days straight. She was like, it's gotta come out, and when it does, I'll be here. And I'm like, you can relax.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So cute. I just need a better place for me too.
So, if we want, so we can, let's pad over to the general store then.
Okay.
Is Moth going to be willing to finish that tombstone and then go, or is she like, I'm gonna stay here until the cows come home?
I'm gonna stay here till I'm done, so...
Okay, so Dagger will say, do you want us to stay here with you, or are you okay if we
You can
go shopping?
You can go do what you need to do. I'll be here.
Is there anything that you would like for us to get you?
Yeah.
Not particularly.
Not you could always clean maybe the gravestones with holy water or something. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I think they have it over there, if there is any.
Yeah, and there's that little shed that has the, and you could easily poke around in there if you were so inclined.
Yeah.
Who knows what you'll find. Okay, so, Moth is fine staying. Soraya and Sigrid and Dagger are gonna go to the general store. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, Dagger will stay with. Dagger will say, "Are you okay if I stay here?" Just
Yeah,
so
sure.
we're not. Okay.
Are you okay if you stay here?
I'm totally fine. It's daytime. I'm not so scared anymore.
Dagger, is
And
there...
then Sigrid and Soraya can go to the general store.
before we go, Dagger, is there anything that you would want from the store?
No, not from the general store. I'll pop by the apothecary before we head out and buy some poisons, but I can take care of that.
Maybe I could get you like scented soap or something.
Are you implying? Okay, you know what? That's fine.
If you are in
It's-
the wilds for a while.
This is true.
Nine-10.
I don't need anything personally. Don't worry about me, but I appreciate the thought. I'll get my poisons on the way out, but I know the general store has a variety of some basic things that are handy to have around, so might not be a bad idea to see what they got.
Well, we'll see you later then at the inn, or
Yeah,
do you want
Yeah.
us
We'll
to
see you at
come
the inn.
and reconvene here? Do you think you'll be staying here long?
we'll meet you back at the inn.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
probably be staying here long, but that's fine with me. So,
If we'll just see how it goes.
Are you
Yeah.
all right being here during the day, Moth?
I'm good.
Sun sensitivity isn't an issue for you?
Oh, it is.
Do you need us to get you a parasol or something?
I'm good.
Alright then.
Eh,
From the out of game. From a logistics standpoint, not that Moth needs to or would do this, but just for my own knowledge, would a parasol negate the sunlight penalty?
I mean, I feel like it would at least keep her from getting super sunburnt.
Yeah.
Let me see
Probably.
what the internet says real quick.
It's up to you, because to me that makes sense. But it's the same as like
Because it's direct sunlight is the exact verbiage, and so an umbrella is literally not.
One of those like umbrella hats.
They're called a broncabrella, you plebe.
That's really funny.
good idea.
I used to own one of those.
Just find a giant hat, like a giant rimmed hat. Give it
Can
to
I
the
carry
like
an
a
umbrella?
Really giant like bonnet thing. It would have to be
it's
tied.
a bonnet.
No,
Hilarious.
no,
Yeah.
like a hat. You but I've seen
Or a
them
veil?
in
I've
books
seen
before. The
different-
cone shape.
I'm gonna be honest. Veils aren't really my. They don't fit the outfit.
Oh, that's a good point. I never considered. Because Drow have Fairy Fire as a racial spell, and that automatically gives you advantage. So you would get rid of your disadvantage and just become a straight roll immediately.
Mhm.
I didn't even consider that. That's amazing. Okay. King D&D God, whoever it is on Twitter, says no, unfortunately. But we can see.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be up to me. It's ultimately up to me. But
It is.
we'll, I mean, if Moth wasn't interested anyway, so we'll cross them when we get there.
If you want to get me a parasol, I see no reason to not do that. I have been outside during the day, unfortunately, for some time against my will because places aren't open at night. So, what can you do?
I mean, if it alleviates some of your discomfort, I don't see why it being
Yeah.
much of an issue if you want to get one.
Cloak with a
Sure.
big ass hood.
Find something that fits your style, right, Sigrid?
This concept, this style is. We'll find something at this store, I think.
Yeah, and there is Yeffim's Tailor is actually the closest store. It's directly to your left as you get out of the graveyard. So, we'll come back to Moth and Dagger in a second. What do Soraya and Sigrid want to do first? You can go to. I mean, I'm not worried about like, oh, the store is farther, so make like whatever store you want to go to is the store you can go to first. As a reminder. Yeffim's Tailor, Apothecary, General Store. There's a market that's run by those halfling women in the middle of town. Well, a halfling woman and her daughter. And then there is the Smoking Log, which is just a tavern with no inn. Because, again, there's only one inn in Saltwater, and it's the Sword and Board. So where would the two of you like to go first?
Soraya, Soraya, it's Soraya?
Soraya.
Soraya.
And how do you pronounce your name exactly?
Sigrid.
Sigrid?
Sigrid.
Sigrid? Okay. Just want to make sure. Some names are still difficult for me to pronounce.
No, it's okay. Your name is kind of close to some of the names of people in my village.
Oh, I wanted to ask, since we're traveling together, what are your dietary preferences?
I do not eat too much. Dry rations are fine. You eat what you can when you can get it.
Well, seeing as we now have a group fund, perhaps we can indulge ourselves every now and then.
I know we have so much money. It's kind of crazy.
That means that we have to find something indulgent as far as food goes, right?
The beef, food. it just keeps you alive. So maybe we can save some of the money for maybe books. I like to
Oh,
read.
I did have a question.
Dagger's heading up the casino immediately, blowing all the money.
No, that's okay.
Fantasy slot machines.
You said you studied magic, correct? I'm assuming, is it divine? Is it a more self-studied? Did you go to school for that?
That's a good question. Sort of. When I was born, I knew I when my mother was having me, I almost died, as she did as well, and a cleric of Noknaya saved me. So as soon as I was old enough, I was taken to the temple, and I started learning there. Almost like a sign of respect for the goddess for saving me. And I took to it very well. My mama and papa were very proud of my magical ability. But no, a lot of the more recent stuff is book learned.
I went to the library and I found a book of necromantic magic. Would you be interested in reading
Yes, yes. I would like to read that
I
book
checked
if
it
you
out
don't mind.
since you said something about speaking to the dead, so I
Ah,
figured
yes.
it would be interesting for you.
Well, speaking to the dead, yeah. I would like to look at that book.
Alright.
If I can.
They're gonna pull out the book and hand it to you. See?
That was very kind. An act of kindness.
I will have to buy you a book then at the store to pay you.
Oh, it's from the library, so it will disappear after you're
Oh.
done with it, but it's on temporary loan. Have you never checked a book from a library before?
They're not really.
Probably not.
Usually, but there's not a public library where I'm from. The wealthy. It costs a lot of money to bind a book, and so usually only the important people have the money to have lots. My family had a couple of books, but the pages are very doggy-eared after use. I have a journal which my parents got me. But
Oh. I have a few journals on my person as well. Well, this is on loan, so when you are finished with it, it will disappear and reappear in the
but
library where it was borrowed from.
do I
so
decide when I'm finished, or if I read the last word in the book, will it be gone?
It's like I think it's like we'll call it like a 3 week. You have it for like 3 weeks, and then after 3 weeks, snatched
about
out of your hands.
Well, it depends on the establishment, but typically it's about 3 weeks. So
I've never
I
been.
this with the idea that the book somehow knows, and if you like accidentally flip ahead, it's like, okay, well you're done. It's like, no, I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
Yeah.
You like drop it, and it opens on the last page. You're like, okay, they're done.
through it, you're like, hey, where'd my book go? You're like,
Yeah.
Maybe I can copy some of the text down to save.
yeah. I mean,
Sigurd gets into light plagiarism.
No, you wouldn't download a car.
you wouldn't download it.
Oh my god.
But is there anything in particular you want to get from the store, Soraya?
I'm sorry, what?
Is there anything you want to get from the store in particular?
Oh, I would like to get some painting supplies. I don't sleep, and my meditation's only about 4 hours, so I have a lot of extra time to kill, and seeing as half of our group sleeps, I need to find something to do during those remaining hours.
If the book is really good, would you help me copy some of the text?
Sure.
That could help.
I do a lot of research when it comes to magic, so maybe
Stop
we can
laughing.
exchange notes.
Sigrid expands her plagiarism empire.
Like, hey, can you copy the diagram?
No,
I'm sorry.
sharing notes sounds like a good idea. Like spell notes. Do you cast spells?
I do. My magic's a bit different than yours. I believe yours is more divine and self-studied, correct?
Sort of, yeah. So it's weird. It is like the magic is within me, and by studying, I learn more about myself. The magic is there, but I just do not know how to use it.
Well, my magic sometimes comes at a price.
Yeah.
And some of it comes from my connection to the world around me. So,
I know that is like after the apocalypse, my magic changed, and I am trying
mine too, actually.
Mine
Seems that we
changed.
have that in common.
Hopefully not too much. My magic is, well, to be fair, we all die someday. We should probably keep shopping.
Yeah, so did you guys want to go somewhere? And if so, where'd you want to go?
Probably the general store, because that's where the mirror and the
Yeah.
painting supplies and the manacles were.
Okay. So you guys cut across town. Whisper is in her tent. You see there's kind of a group of, you don't know who Whisper is. Hey, besties. You see a tent in the edge of town. And there are some people kind of milling around, talking to each other. And then there is in the center of town, there's that same halfling woman that you've seen before and her daughter. They have a couple of crates around them. They seem to be selling produce. And then just, you see some other things, like some cloth maybe. They might have some interesting finds, you're not quite sure. But you cut across to the general store. There's a couple of other folks in the store. You see a tall, broad man in a flannel shirt and jeans. It's a real, like...
The fantasy
very
jeans! The Janicy of it all! Sorry.
The what of it all?
The Janicy. It's the Jean fantasy. I'm sorry. I was excited.
Okay. All right. Yeah. He's very deeply Midwestern. It's a little lumberjack core. And he has a big booming voice that I'm not going to be able to replicate very well because I don't want to scare my cat who's asleep in that basket. But he'll go, oh, welcome in. Glad to have you. Take a look around. I'm just putting some wares away, but my name's Johnny, and if you need anything, let me know. And you also see, kind of as you cast your gaze around, it's a pretty nice sized store, and you see shelves and all kinds of different items, and we can go through those in a second. You also see a tabaxi, and she is very fluffy white. She has pristine white fluffy fur, and she's wearing a little like peasant shirt with like a little skirt, because cats don't have hair, but they do wear clothes, otherwise they're naked. These are the rules of my tabaxi. They don't have hair, they do have clothes. And she is also there, and you can kind of check her out if you want to see what her deal is, but she is faced away from you, kind of arranging some things on a shelf. So what would we like to do? The tabaxi kind of looks over her shoulder at you when you come in, and then quickly looks back to the shelf.
Do you see anything that you would like, Sigrid?
There's a lot
Fishing
of
rod, mirror, painter's tools, manacles, flask, hunting trap, everything in the adventuring gear. So that's like a component. Well, you guys already have a component pouch, crowbar, healer's kit, lamp, lantern,
There
lock.
Ransom kit.
There's not. There will be an herbalism kit at the apothecary.
Oh,
Okay.
she's so little. It's so crazy because that cat is so tiny and she looks so big on screen. She's so huge.
Yeah, you've seen her in person.
I have cuddled her in person and I do it again.
Spyglass, tinderbox, torch, and you can probably assume Dagger has most of the like outdoor essentials. He hit up the fucking fantasy great outdoors or whatever it is. What's that shop called? The Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, I was gonna say the pyramid.
The Bass
Yeah,
Pro
yeah.
Shop. Okay, Grandpa.
So he's you don't probably need like you probably don't need to buy a tent, but manacles, painter's kit, mirror, not bad choices. So what are we gonna pick up? Team.
She will be purchasing. Well, first things first. I think Sigurd's gonna look around and go like,
The Soraya, do you need an Isol? Isol, what is it called?
The what?
and she points over at an easel very clearly, and it's got like wood. I'm assuming. I'm making some assumptions here.
There can be an easel. You can have that power.
Woo!
But watch it.
There's like a little easel, like that you could like fold up. It's not like super tall or anything. You might have to like.
It's one of those lap
Bend over.
ones.
Yeah.
One of those. It looks like a wooden box, but then it like folds up
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
looks like a little travel easel.
And she's kind of pointing it out to Soraya.
Do you paint?
Mostly, I with ink. I don't have any paint in particular. I maybe made paints when I was younger, using berries, but
I normally didn't paint until a few years, but as you can imagine, painting underwater is not the easiest thing to do.
no. That must be wonderful. Being under the water.
It can be. There's
A couple of people in the store are taking. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Vari. They're taking kind of lingering glances at you. Again, not in this like, not in a way where you feel threatened, but just in a like, these are two people who have never been to this town before, and we are small town gossips, and we're going to be a little bit weird about it. Just to make you aware. Yeah. There's like two humans kind of looking and like. Not like meanly whispering, but definitely like, did you fucking see? Like kind of some of that. And then the tabaxi, and those are the only three people in the store. And then Johnny is making a whole lot of noise as he kind of puts some boxes away and lifts some other stuff up and just general physical labor sounds.
Yes.
Yep, there you go.
Oof.
Have you? Well, I would assume you. Do you have any magic that allows you to stay underwater for a bit?
No. I can hold my breath for a pretty long time now, but it's gotten harder. Most of the water where I'm from is very cold, so if you were to fall into it and not get out, you'd probably die very quickly.
Yes, I'd assume most people would be very comfortable in
So
those temperatures.
No, I've been waiting, but yeah, in Vishira, nobody really swims.
Did you go ice fishing?
Ice fishing with my papa. It's pretty cool.
After a minute of this chit chat, you hear Johnny kind of like stage whisper. He wants to like speak softly, but he has the big booming voice, so it's hard for him to do that. And so you kind of hear him stage whisper to the tabaxi. He goes, "You gotta see if they need something, darling." And the tabaxi kind of like, her hair kind of, because she's a little startled, so kind of just, and she'll kind of like smooth it back down.
Sigurd poured tea all over herself. Give me 1 second.
Oh no, Sigrid. Oh no,
Sorry.
darling. We can cut back while we're waiting for Sigrid. We can cut back
Sigurd's
to.
face or makeup is like a clown, and so are her act. Look at this. Jeez, you can't even see it, but it's like
Oh, I know we
it's
can see
everywhere.
it. We can super see it.
Okay, yeah, I'm wet. It's a square mug, and so I like took a drink and it went. Bloop.
Bob, do you not have a straw?
No. I didn't think about that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
fine.
So Johnny whispers to the Tabaxi that she needs to talk to y'all, and the Tabaxi kind of jumps a little bit, and then shyly turns around, and we will come back. Moth and Dagger. So Moth is just cleaning away. I presume she's not terribly preoccupied with what Dagger may or may not be doing. But Dagger's going to kind of step over to a mildly, not the one directly beside Moth, but like one a few headstones away, where there's some very sad, overgrown plants. And Dagger's gonna start weeding. He's just gonna start kind of pulling up weeds, and kind of he'll pull some seeds out of his pocket, and he'll plant some seeds and like cultivate, water, soil, all that good stuff. He's kind of starting to like pull out the weeds and then plant a little bit. And he'll say, so cleaning up tombstones, not a hobby for everyone, I would assume.
No.
Is it a hobby or is it like a job? If you don't mind me asking, you can tell me to fuck off. It's none of my business. I'm just curious.
I'd say hobby, yeah. I do it when I can and when I feel like it.
Sure. I mean this with absolutely no disrespect. Are you very old?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I figured. He just kind of nods.
Throw a number out there.
Oh,
Oh, there's no right answer here. Good luck, buddy.
Dagger. What's a reasonable guess?
She's just standing there in her own lady garb, just like.
Because how old is Moth?
243.
Yeah, I think Dagger doesn't know. Let's have Dagger make a little spicy.
Roll 3 D100s.
So what do I roll? I roll, what is it? It would be his intelligence modifier is... Woof.
First roll. Okay,
so this is, I do D20 plus 1.
Is it a natural one? Club?
It sure fucking is. Is it a natural one?
No, it's a 6. You rolled a 6.
I rolled a
Plus
6.
1, okay.
Dagger does not know how old Moth is, and Dagger does not look like he really wants to make a guess. But the lady insists he's gonna say,
She's just looking at him, just...
Yeah, he's like,
old am I?
I don't know a lot of elves, so this is probably a very stupid guess. 500?
No.
Okay. Was that a good guess or not? At what point, and again, tell me to fuck off. I'm not trying to be nosy. I'm just curious. At what point do you start to look different?
Well, it depends. Because not everybody ages the same.
Sure. Dagger's going to nod like he understands that, but you can visibly see he does not.
Narrator's voice, he didn't know.
Here's the thing. You know how people age different, where you see somebody who's 40 or whatever, and then you see somebody else who's also 40 and they look worse somehow.
Or you see Vari who's
do.
30 and you're like, how?
It's like that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Elves tend to be to look like they're roughly in their 20s for about, let's see, 300 years, and then it slowly catches up with them. I have not seen a really old elf, I think, ever, but in person anyway. There have been paintings, but
Sure.
people embellishing those all the time, so.
Oh, sure. Most of the old elves I know hang out in up in Idlewind, which is where all the elves are from. He'll say, I grew up in Lockhart, which borders Idlewind, and so the elves didn't ever visit or anything like that, obviously, but we would see adult elves, I presume adult elves, standing guard along the wall that separated Lockhart from Idlewind. And those are about probably the oldest elves. There's a pretty old elf on the council, but I don't see the council very much because various reasons. But I've heard he looks pretty old.
Yeah. It's rare that you see a very, very, very old elf.
Okay.
But I'd say, based off what I know about my family, I will start to look older the next 100 years or so.
Well, there you go, I guess.
Yeah.
Time's a little fucking weird.
It is.
Was it a family tradition, the tombstone cleaning, or is that a you thing?
Oh, it's amazing. I just like doing it.
Sure. I'm gonna make Dagger make a nature check just because now I'm addicted to rolling in Avray. We'll see how good these plants look. He's actually hilariously not super good at nature for being a ranger because he's good at other things.
Yeah!
Like being stupid. Okay, 14. That's respectable. That 14 is respectable. The plants. He's doing okay. He's doing okay. He's definitely not making things worse. But he will just kind of work in silence and see if Moth has anything to say. And if Moth does not have anything to say, he will not push Moth.
So since we're on the topic of ages, I'm bad at telling ages of others.
Sure.
I'm sure you can tell why. How old are you?
I'm 30. And I look a little young for my age, but not too much. Good genes, I guess. Play a little game. Make me an insight check that has a DC of 20. This is a shot in the dark. We're gonna see if you can just sniper shot something.
Just a flat
Well, it's a perception, so it's whatever your
perception check is.
Are his ears like slightly pointed or something? Where he's like, I aged well for me, but he's also a quarter elf.
You can't see his ears because of his hair.
I'm sure we freaking can't. I'm sure we can't. I can sniff out bullshit from a mile away. I'm sorry.
Look at this character icon. It was an 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Moth, you've known a lot of people, and you just have a weird sense. It's not a bad feeling, but when Dagger, like, you just have a feeling. You're just like, It's very neutral. You don't feel good or bad about it, but you just kind of tuck that comment away, and something about it catches, but you don't quite get it. But you do kind of, like, in your mind, you're like, okay, Dagger, sure. Okay, because Dagger does look weird. I mean, he has been roughing it, presumably, for a while. He looks really good. And you're like, I don't know a lot. But again, Mouth was like, well, maybe that's just what 30-years look like. I don't fucking know. Maybe he's a skincare god.
No, she's like...
Step skincare.
It's a 12-step skincare routine that you are about to see in the wilderness.
Here's the thing. If Moth is good at one thing, it's... This is gonna sound bad, judgment.
Sure. No,
Judges
fair.
people pretty well.
Fair.
Where she's just like, okay, I've run across rangers in my time since I've left my home, and they all were like coated in dirt and shit. And you're not.
Yeah, it's not so much his like the upkeep of his clothes. It's more like, why are you it's the wrinkles and stuff. Yeah.
It's like it's weathering because of being outside, and she's like,
yeah.
So she's
fair for Moth to just tuck that thought, and just have that. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, Dagger's gonna say I'm 30. I look pretty young for my age. He's going to say, yeah. I think that's all he was asked. Oh my god. Lady's arms are like in the fucking bed.
Yeah, looking young for your age. Don't know what that's like at all.
Sure, definitely not. Definitely not.
Don't know that either.
Okay. We can boom back. How many, so is Moth trying to clean every tombstone?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a dex check to see the kind of speed she's working at. Make it with advantage, because she knows how to do this and she's done it a lot.
Dex check.
Yes, please.
She gains more experience for her tombstone.
She does. This is some secret grinding we didn't know about. This is like Warcraft, where the guy got to max level picking flowers.
Yeah.
Sun.
Okay, so we're gonna we'll say that the sun's slowing you down a little bit, and we'll say that Dagger's chatting, and you're like not used to probably people talking to you while you do this, and so you're kind of like I mean, I don't think.
Here's the thing, she kind of is, but it's
kind of. It's been a while, and it's a little different, I imagine, when it's Dagger versus some of the other people that she talks to.
One specific person, yes, completely different. Mm-hmm.
Probably. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll check back in with them in a minute. For now, I love how Dagger's like in his mind, Dagger's like, I will do this row and we'll be good. And fucking Moth is like, every single one, completely different pages. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, oh my god, we're almost done with the row. That's great. He's moving to the next one.
Well, Dagger didn't want to leave her behind because he's like, we're a group. We shouldn't just and he's like, and it's daytime, and I don't know how that'll work. That seems even that feels borderline racist to ask how she handles the sun. So I'm not even gonna fucking ask that. I'm gonna keep that to myself. Okay. So we're going to cut back to Sigrid and Soraya, who you have just been a little tabaxi girl. We'll turn around. Fluffy white. It's very Duchess from
Lady in the
Aristocats.
Aristocats, yeah.
I don't know.
Very.
Hell yeah.
And she's just a big fluffy white cat with very, very blue eyes, and she'll kind of nervously turn about, and her tail kind of swishes the way cats do when they're nervous. And she'll say, hello, welcome to Plain Dame's general store. She's really not making a lot of eye contact. Is there anything I can help you find? And Johnny behind the counter is like, yeah, good job.
Do you have other paints besides these?
Oh, like other colors or other types of paint. Okay. I was like,
I'm not expecting them to have
I was like, are you looking for acrylics? What do you call? I always call it gouache. I know it's not said gouache.
Gouache.
Gouache. Where are your watercolors and your acrylics? The tabaxi who. The Tabaxi will kind of go, oh, yes, and she'll stand up on tippy toe. She's a small thing, bigger than a cat, but not human-sized. She'll reach up and pull down a box, and it has more of variety colors. We'll say, the ones that are out with the painter's kit are, your basic, rainbow, and these are more deeper shades. And she'll go, you can make your own kit for 2 extra gold. So a standard kit is 10 gold, and with 2 more gold, you can get any colors you want. So you could paint more, it'd be 12 gold total for more than just like the basic set. And with those, if you were trying to use them for utility, I would let you then be like, you can paint a more convincing, like, if you're trying to like Wile E. Coyote, like paint a door, like I would let you do that more
Magic
convincingly. Yeah.
Sure. I assume with Sigrid art projects that more colors would be more convenient, correct?
Okay, you can go ahead and pick out what colors you'd like, and I'll go ahead and have these wrapped up for you.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Darling. That's just what that's what I was called before. I don't know if I had another name, but that's what I was called. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What before what?
Well, the apocalypse is what changed cats. So I was not always like this.
That's right. I knew that. Definitely.
You did know that. It's okay. It's just a reminder.
Okay, I did not. I
Yeah,
forgot.
you're good. No, it's totally
Tabaxi
fine.
were
Yeah, so
all
that's-
cats before the apocalypse?
Yeah, girl.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
They got
They got
fucking-
poofed.
They got animals.
They got animorphed! They did get animorphed! I'm gonna put Darling in chat. I know we all know how to spell it, just so we
I
know.
love her. I'd kill for her. I'd die
There's
for her.
Darling, and let me just pull up a white fluffy cat just for a reference picture.
Hell
Because
yeah.
we certainly don't know what a white fluffy cat looks like.
Not
She
at all.
seems
Not 1 in a million.
tremendously shy.
So strong.
But again, she didn't exist in this capacity 3 years ago, so it's probably weird, to say the least. Here's what she looks like in character diner. I mean, it's what you're imagining. It's a fucking white fluffy cat with blue eyes. But there's
Yeah.
Oh hell
she's just-
yeah.
she's just the
Oh, hell yeah.
she's just a person. She's just the size of like a small. Yes,
No, the apocalypse, it changed a lot of things for everyone, I think. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Johnny says that it's nice because if it hadn't happened this way, I'm like mimicking Sigrid's voice. I'm not meaning to.
It's okay.
She also is like soft spoken, but she doesn't have the accent. But she'll go, if it wasn't for the apocalypse, I wouldn't have been able to meet all of these people. And I suppose that's true.
That's so interesting. Did the magic of the apocalypse, did it teach you common? Or did you have to learn?
Nope. So Tabaxi, just out of game. Just I don't think I made this clear.
I wish the apocalypse did that for me.
Yeah, Tabaxi did have inherent knowledge. I kind of headcanon that because they were around people who
However,
spoke.
you're just going to be able to understand your master.
Yeah, and then whereas
Genasi.
Genasi, thank you. Genie kept coming to mind. I'm like, it's not Genie. Genasi don't know common because how is a puddle on the ground who suddenly became a person gonna know common as opposed to a cat that's like heard the language in the house? That's the distinction in my mind. Both of these races are 3 years old because they were both formed by the apocalypse, but there's a big cultural shift.
Are there any in Vashira? Like, are these common in Vashira? Because I don't know if she's seen.
Tabaxi are not super common. I don't think. If she's seen one, it's been like one, and it's like the true babushka cat that has like the hood and it looks like a little Russian grandmother.
I was just making sure because I was just like, that's kind of how I'm playing it, so I'm just making sure that's correct.
No, you're totally fine. And questions like this are totally fine, and I appreciate you asking them because it helps me, as you understand, as a homeworld or homebrew DM yourself, it helps to be asked specific questions because then you come up with specific answers.
There you go.
But yeah, I would say, I mean, Sigrid definitely knows Tabaxi exists. She's probably seen one or two, but it's not a common sight anywhere, but especially not Vashira, because Vashira is not super welcoming for a variety of reasons.
It is my home.
Welcome to my home. Okay.
Welcome to my home.
Actually, please.
That's very cute.
She is wearing a collar, but not like with a little heart that says "Darling" on it. A little gold like name tag.
I mean, a
that
little
you-
necklace. Just a little necklace.
Yeah, it looks like a choker necklace on her, but you can look at it and be like, that was once a collar you had when you were a cat. But I presume we're all being really cool and not saying that. But she will, as Soraya selects their preferred paints, she will kind of arrange them in this cute little box. Other things for sale, if you're interested, I know the mirror is 5 gold pieces. The manacles are 5 gold pieces. There's a flask, a hunting trap. There is holy symbols, lamps, lanterns, magnifying glass, fucking a pouch. I'm gonna say you guys have pouches. Like, oh, you gotta just
we carry all our stuff.
Exactly. I'm guessing you all have because backpacks is part of backpacks. Backpacks are part of the basic adventure supplies, if I'm not completely mistaken.
Yeah.
It's where you decide where your shit goes.
Yeah.
in the character.
Candles, chains, so any like basic non-magical adventuring gear, you're all good.
I think I would buy some candles. I want to buy
Sure.
some candles.
How many candles would you like? I think they come in for 1 hour. A candle sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet.
She will
We'll say
buy.
they're 2 gold a piece. But again, currency scales differently. It's not D&D currency. The conversion is like gold to $1.
But yes, but like at the same time, like look at the currency of like Russia towards the United States and the comparison.
That's
there.
fair. I didn't know if that was an in-game or an out-of-game reaction. That's the only reason I made that clarification.
It was an out of game, but me with the reference of that. Like,
That's totally fine. Because I know in D&D, like 2 gold is a lot to a layperson because they have copper and all that, and I don't want to fuck with copper at all because that just annoys me. So it's just gold and then gold to like dollars, like roughly the.
Gotcha. She'll buy. Sorry. Wow. I'll buy 2 candles.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So it's 4 gold for you. Did you want the mirror as well? 'Cause that's
What
5.
kind of mirror is it?
It's a very nice hand mirror. It would be suitable for a spell, should
Okay.
you want to. It would be suitable for a component.
She will buy the hand mirror as well.
Okay. It's very pretty. It's inlaid. It's like white. And it has these very elegant designs along it. And then the bottom is you can tell, fake jewel, but it like looks pretty and shines. But like Soraya especially, who knows her way around finer things, is kind of like, that's not real, but that's okay. It's 5 gold pieces. It's not like they're trying to be like, and this is a sapphire from they're just like,
It's like that ain't 14 carats.
Yeah. But yeah, the mirror is perfectly suitable for spells and also just functions as a regular mirror.
And
Soraya,
like Sigrid does her makeup, and I think she had like a tiny, maybe she'd like look in the water or look in a reflection somewhere. I think having a mirror is good because she does her makeup every morning.
Perfect. All good. The manacles are 5 gold pieces, and that's, I think, all. Manacles, painter's tools. So that'd be 18 gold pieces from Soraya for the painter's tools and the manacles, and the extra 2 gold makes the painter's tools functional as a utility item. If you were like, I would like to camouflage myself into this fucking, I would like let you roll for that, as opposed to if they were just like for RP, and then I'd be like, you are working with red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, babe. Not gonna happen.
I have a question for you. So, I have like whenever they give us like our initial like armor and stuff, I have chainmail, but like it says you need a strength of 13 to use it. Are we going strictly by that?
No, fuck that. Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, that's
Gotcha.
that's a lot.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. I also am not. I'm not gonna make you weigh the things you carry, but if Sigurd's like, and now I'm gonna carry this barrel that's the same size of me for 2 miles, and be like,
No.
you're gonna make some checks for that.
No.
Like I'm pretty, like if it's something very obviously not carryable easily, I'm gonna be like, maybe you should give that a dagger, make him roll. But if it's just like, I have a lot of books, I'm not gonna be like, and how much do those books weigh? Like, I'm not pressed about that specifically.
Soraya have like a whole ass library between
Yeah.
them by the end of this campaign.
Perfect. Okay. There's also some like crystals, some magical like arcane focuses. But I presume we're all set on those. So Darling is going to come back and give you your little very cutely wrapped items. The manacles are in this like cute little bow. And she's like, but they're like fucking manacles. The
Hilarious.
manacles come with a key that obviously opens the manacles that is tucked away in there. Darling kind of, cats can't blush, but she kind of like, she's
You
kind
hear
of
a
pleased.
purr? Do we hear like a slight? Do we hear her purr a little bit and then catch
Yeah.
herself?
Yeah, a little
So
bit.
cute.
And Johnny seems pleased that you are treating that like it's going well between the three of you.
Thank you for assisting us. You were very helpful.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm so
And
glad I
your
could help.
skills are impeccable.
Thank you.
Right, Siggy?
I have built-in scissors, and she'll, and a little claw comes out, and she can just cut the wrapping.
That is so
Real simple, like,
useful.
and it's good. She uses it to like, you know how you run the blade of the scissors down, and it curls the ribbon. She does that with her claw, and it curls the ribbon up.
I have a small gift for you for your assistance today.
A gift? Oh, I couldn't possibly. I was just doing. I'm giving her this like affected old Hollywood accent. I feel like that's what she has.
That makes
couldn't
sense for the
po-
like.
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly. Vaguely transatlantic. Where am I from? I'll never tell.
They're just gonna pull out like a little like sea glass beaded bracelet that's like pink and purple, and they're going to give it to her. Here you go.
She puts it on for a brief moment as you hand it to her. The light kind of filters through and catches the beads, and it puts a light on the floor, and she like snaps to it, and then she's like, "Oh god!" and she comes back. But it was like a little laser toy for a second. She was like, "Oh my god." I can't think. I've completely changed her voice. She is now an old Hollywood starlet, and we all have to get on board with that. That just feels more correct.
Adapting.
Yeah.
She says, well, thank you so much. I'm everything's so new and not everyone is so kind, so
Then you should
it's awfully nice
definitely
that.
keep the gift.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll find some way to repay you. I swear I will. What's your name? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you can call me Soraya.
Hi, Soraya. I'm Darling. And what's your name? I sound a little bit like Rogue. If Rogue was a little soft-spoken and
I
for
sound
sweetheart.
like Rogue. No,
what's
don't
this
get me.
voice?
Don't
I
get me
don't
confused.
fucking know. I'm
No,
a talking cat.
It's okay.
She's just copying the people around her.
No, that's okay. It makes
That
sense
would-
when you're learning how to talk. My name is Sigrid. It is nice to meet you.
You too. Well, if you all ever need anything else, the general store has it, or I just know a lot of places around town. Not a lot to know, but I do know it. So
Do you have a maybe like a soap?
oh my fucking god. Yeah. Make me an investigation check to see if you can, if the store has
Give me a
soap. We'll
second.
put it up to you. Make an investigation check.
Oh, yeah, this is now a Bath and Body Works. Hell yeah.
Dirty 20! Dirty 20!
Fucking shitting on both of my nuts right now. Hey, we're not doing digital dice rolling. Hey, fuck that. Digital dice rolling immediately fucked me over.
I
my
would like
God,
to
I get
buy
a 6
soap.
and you get a dirty 20.
I like to buy soap.
Sigurd is trying to not so subtly tell Dagger that he stinks.
Dagger doesn't stink canonically. If Sigurd wants to do that, that's fine, but he does not stink canonically.
To her, she
You do not smell like the freshly driven snow. Therefore, bad.
Sigrid doesn't
Okay,
really
yeah.
sweat,
Hey.
so she doesn't really have a body odor.
Hey, Darling fucking shows you the Bath and Body Works wing. And there is a variety of hand. I mean, I imagine in a medieval-esque town, they'd be really into like our own soaps, our own candles, like all that
So
shit.
Sigrid is going to.
Sigrid, excuse me, is gonna. we gotta. I'm not hurt. Okay, so Sigrid is gonna buy, I think some like cedar and pine scented like soap.
Sure.
Maybe it's like novelty shaped, like a leaf.
a leaf or a tree. A
Yeah.
little tree.
A
That's
leaf.
cute.
or
Yeah.
I think she buys a couple of those.
Sure. We'll say the
Are
one
you
gold.
crying? Are you
I'm tired.
We'll say
Sorry.
the one gold piece each. So however many she
She'll
wants.
buy 4.
Oh, good. Okay, one for everyone. One for everyone. Okay, cool. All right, darling.
Smelling of each season. There you go.
Are they all the pine? Does she want 4 of the pine, or does she want a different flavor?
Are we eating the soap? Eat this?
Whatever, you know what I mean. Scent.
Well, I think like maybe like do they have other scents? Because she'll get like cedar and pine.
You rolled a dirty 20, so this is your store now. You tell me what you want to see.
Okay, 1 second. So she's gonna get soap. We're gonna
A smell for every scent. None of the scents are toxic to cats because there's a cat selling it.
They're vegan, cruelty free, not tested on animals.
Yeah, darling's like, Johnny, you got the cruelty-free ones, right? And he's like, oh shit.
He's just like, oh shit.
Oh shit, I guess.
Oh shit, a talking cat. No. Sorry. I'm losing it.
Stupid. No, so she's gonna get, so the first one is cedar, pine, and oak moss.
I'm making you keep track of this.
I'm gonna write down more scents later. This is not important for us now. They're all leaf shaped.
That's fine. Go wild, go crazy. Okay. Manacles, painter's tools, boxed up. Mirror, boxed up. Candles, boxed up. Anything else we want from the generals? Did you have a question for Darling, or was it just about the soap? Because Darling knows about things about town. If you want to know anything about town. Darling is a resource. I mean, you certainly don't have to, but I'm just letting you know. She knows things. And she clearly likes you all and would be eager to help. She kind of is fussing with her bracelet a little bit. Just kind of like spinning it around. Very pleased.
We've recently come into town, and obviously we kind of stick out in that sense.
I can understand that a little bit.
Yes. But we were wondering if you've seen any other outsiders recently?
Any outsiders recently? Yeah, let me... Let me roll. Let me give her like a +3. Whoopsie. I'll give her +4. She's a smart cat. Fucking 10.
She's not.
She is though.
Wait, why does it say? Wait, why does it say that Sigrid made a check?
You made an investigation to find the soap.
I did. I thought for some reason those were two posts for the same post.
The ghost. No, it's Sigrid. It goes to Sigrid.
Yeah, soon.
Okay. Fucking counting the days. So, I know she only got a 10, but she does factually know this. She'll say, well, there's a lot of new people in town. I just fully sound like Scarlett O'Hara now. Goodness, heavens to Betsy. We're gonna have to sort this shit out next session. She'll say...
Hearing them, different accents.
It would be funny if every time you talked to her, she had a different, very affected accent.
Yeah, sure, why not? She makes it up for more customers.
That'd be a really funny bit. She'll say, well, new folks in town. I know that Dagger Gentleman's back. He comes and he goes. He's been hanging around here for a couple of months. I think he has some business up at Old Amnesty, but I don't think anyone's getting in there, so...
He seems very driven to that point.
I'm sorry, what the hell did you just say to me, darling? I didn't hear anything you said, sir.
No, that's okay. He seems very driven to that point. That is why we met, actually, in front of the gate to Amnesty. I was talking to a ghost, and he found me.
Sure. Well, Dagger's always been kind to me, and not everyone is, so... But driven, I think, is a very...
Judges of character.
Well, that's very kind of you. It's hard to find a place for myself after all of this, but Johnny was kind enough to let me work at a shop. But you didn't ask about that. New folks in town. Let's see. Well, I know that the seamstress, Yetham, she's back. She went on a little sabbatical, I believe, down to Gulltown. I don't know much about that, but I'm sure there's a lot of gossip about it. And, well, there's rumors about all sorts of people passing through. Some of them, they say, have to do... She'll lower her voice here, with the Tempest King, which is awfully frightening. I try to stay out of that business. Was there someone in particular you were looking for, or...?
Kind of wondering what types of people like to visit this town.
Oh, well, it's... Sure. It's mostly the regulars. Occasionally we'll get adventurers like yourself, but not terribly often. I understand, they're not letting terribly many people through, the border. And Soraya, you were very aware of this. It's not easy to pass between Pendulum and Rochade, because Rochade is like, we don't want your fucking weirdness in here. Thank you. So there's not like a border guard, because Rochade can't afford that, but like, they are like, if you're weird, please don't come here. And a lot of Pendulum people are like, well, fuck you, we didn't want to go to your fucking podunk backwater town anyway. That's kind of the energy that's going on. Just so you're aware. She'll say, most folks who come here are interested in Gulltown, because that's a port city, so if you get on a boat there, it can take you anywhere in the world, but unfortunately you gotta have the coin for it, and it's an awful lot of coin. A lot of folks have been going down there, refugee types, to sail away to the Isle of Epiphany, which sounds awfully dreamy, doesn't it? Forget all your troubles and live on an island.
Not everyone's suited for an island life, though.
I don't think I would be very well suited for that at all. I can hardly swim. With a 10, I just don't think she's going to be able to give you the information that you want, unfortunately. So, I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
But that's what she'll give you. So, people have been mostly coming to Rochade. She even knows there's a lot of rumors swirling about aides, or like followers, workers, whatever you want to call them, of the Tempest King. And then the seamstress, a lot of people seem to like Gulltown, because Gulltown can get you places because it's a port city, etc., etc. And then Dagger, she knows Dagger. And Dagger was nice to the weird talking cat lady who's a starlet from the talkies. Anything else for Little Miss Darling?
Sigurd's got her little burlap bag of soap, and she's just like, no.
Sure. And Darling's not going anywhere, so you can definitely talk to her later if you come up with something.
Nice meeting you. Thank
It
you
was
so
very
much.
nice meeting you too. Well, thank you. Most folks aren't as sweet as you, so I really do appreciate it.
Well, you can consider us friends then.
You're very, very sweet. Johnny is just like he's so glad people are being nice to his weird cat coworker or his weird cat associate. He's like, yes. Okay. We will cut back to Moth. So I don't know how we're gonna end this, because time is now traveling differently because they're doing things and Dagger and Moth are doing the same thing. So I think we'll say you've cleaned about like 2 rows at this point, and Dagger's like, so like. He doesn't make that face. That's an
Because
internal.
we could rejoin each other, because like if they've done 2 rows, I mean, probably.
Well, yeah.
take
So
us that
you
much
guys have
off.
been in the store, and then I don't know if you wanted to go to a different store. Like I didn't know if you want to go to the apothecary or to the tailor. But Dagger's going to say, how many rows were you thinking of doing?
All of them.
I was a little worried you were going to say that. Okay.
I had a growing feeling you weren't aware of that.
No, was not aware, but that's okay. I am now. I'm gonna follow a lead, if that's okay with you. I'm just gonna go check something out. And I'll be back around nightfall when it seems like you're gonna be done with this, and then we can party back up.
Alright.
Okay. Dagger doesn't have a set voice yet. Dagger's voice is whatever voice I am using at the time. I will work on that. I'm sorry. He will have a voice, he just doesn't have one at this moment. So if Moth has nothing further to say, Dagger is going to step off to unknown locations. Remind me how Moth's item works, where sometimes things say things to her.
Well, the thing is that it is normally, to most people, it just looks like, because it's in a book holster at her hip, so they just assume it's a weird book.
Yes.
Most people, of course, don't stare at it long enough to realize, hey, that doesn't look like paper or leather or any of that. It's plastic.
Yeah.
Because it's a cassette tape.
Any typical book things.
Yeah, so it's a cassette tape, and it's not plugged into anything, so normally she would have it hooked up to headphones, but she can't wear headphones here, so she has it on the lowest sound setting possible. That doesn't mean it always stays that way.
Is this a spirit box? Wow. Okay. Honeytone spirit box. I know exactly what that is.
So she's...
Is it a spirit box? Is that what it's called?
It is heavily based off that one scene in The Sixth Sense.
Okay, I have never seen The Sixth Sense, but I'll take your word. I didn't know if spirit box was a D&D term, because I'm like, that's not what the item is called.
No,
like,
in real life it's called a spirit box, where you'll have like a cassette, like a radio kind of, and it'll basically switch through a bunch of different radio stations, and then like supposedly like the ghost will communicate through that and then like say things. And if you have certain programs, you can actually filter out the white noise, and it just plays the voices.
I'm gonna get so much information about ghost hunting when this thing's done. I can't wait.
I know so much.
Yeah.
I know very little. Okay. Make me a flat charisma roll, please. So just use your charisma modifier. Pretty, please.
Okay.
Can we have a girls' night and just talk to ghosts?
Okay. As you are cleaning the grave, your radio kind of crackles a little bit. And then it starts crackling a little more to the point where you kind of start to like, you know how sometimes your phone rings and you're not aware that it's yours, and then all of a sudden it keeps ringing, you're like, oh god, wait, that's my phone. I feel like it kind of pulls Moth maybe out of a slight stupor, because she's kind of like in the zone cleaning.
In the zone,
She's got her fantasy magic Mr. Clean eraser. And the radio's gonna crackle a little bit. And you're gonna hear a very distorted voice. More distorted than you're used to. And at first it's just kind of like unintelligible, like almost like Animal Crossing speech. Yeah. Tom Nook's giving you the business is what it sounds like. But
I hope he's not. I don't want him to do that. I don't know him like that. He doesn't know my Christian name.
Well, giving the business just means like sass.
Okay.
Do you tune it? Is tuning part of this? Is there a tuning element?
I mean, the thing is, it's about, technically they play tapes most of the time. So she could, the buttons could be fucking around, and she could just be like...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the buttons do be a little fucking around. And the voice is going to clear up enough for you to parse the word, now I gotta think carefully. Sorry. I had a whole thing. You're gonna hear the word, like a sacred prayer is what you hear. And there's clearly more on the front and the back end of that, but that's all you can parse. And you don't have a lot of context for that. And Moth, I mean, I think Moth is pretty used to, like, not really understand, like, it's not like a dead person's like, today, here's the full, like, it's always very cryptic and weird, and so I think it's kind of...
Random phrases
Yeah.
and stupid shit, yeah.
Yeah. And you are cleaning the grave. I assume Moth wants to look and check that out.
Yeah.
Let me pull that name. You are cleaning the grave of Hardwin. And I will put this in chat. Hardwin Walter. 2 first names. Can't trust him.
It's true. I have 2 first names.
Can't trust you.
Ekaterina Nicholas. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I got 3 first names.
Sacred like a prayer. Hardwin Walter. That's what you got. And it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's not supposed to. And with that, I think we're funzo dunzo for this evening. I know we had a bit of a late start and it's a bit of a shortened session, but we'll next session we'll wrap up and probably head out. We'll probably have our first road encounter next session, which will be very exciting. And Dagger's off doing mysterious dagger things. Mouth didn't ask too many questions.
Nope.
But he's a player, so do you want to play those out for the table?
No, I do not, but thank you so much for asking.
Wow.
Wow.
He is a player, but he's only real when you guys are around to see what the fuck he's doing.
Incredible.
He's a boo. If you don't look at him, he disappears. I guess that's the opposite of a boo.
So
But yeah.
I think Moth kind of just exists in the space till whenever whoever shows back up.
Yeah, well, so I'm sure Dagger will come back before, and I imagine Soraya and Sigrid wanted to go to the apothecary, and because the apothecary's bringing a herb, and we don't have to role play all of this, but if you wanted to just like time passes, you go get this from this and this from this.
Do we want to go to the herbalist or just go back to Moth? Like, what do you want to do? Because I know we have time because Moth is cleaning.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy the herbalist kit. It's 10 gold. I can just say you have it, and then I didn't know if you wanted to buy anything from the tailor. So again, you're very well prepared for what you're about to do, and nothing in any of these stores is magical or interesting.
Can I just
I mean,
get a
Pride Silk.
regular dagger? Like, not magical,
Yeah.
just a regular dagger.
Yeah, he's off doing stuff. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
our dagger's like he's a fucking steal.
Yeah, I feel like just from my character's backstory, I don't have one in my inventory. I have a mace, of all things, but like I feel like I should have a dagger. Like I don't feel like her parents would let her leave the house without one.
Like bestie necklaces, except like.
Well, I don't
That's
genuinely
super
think
funny.
I genuinely don't think her parents would have let her leave home without one. I do not think
yeah.
so.
Yeah. At least a knife.
I'm-
You gotta have a knife.
Yeah, and like some kind of knife. There's no way.
Well, we can say it's like a paring knife, like a utility knife versus like a dagger I'm going to stab somebody with. So if you wanted to buy, like, she can have a story dagger that's just like for her, but if you wanted a dagger to use in combat, I would make you buy one because Soraya has to buy one, so that's only fair. And it's also 2 gold pieces, so it's not like I'm like, now give me 50 gold and be grateful.
Could I just remove that gold from my inventory, like from like this, like just save from the start of the game? Like I'll pay for the dagger, but like
Sure,
I
that's
feel like
fine.
she would have a dagger.
Sure, that's fine.
So 12.
And again, she can have the dagger is 2 gold.
So 12 gold total then for the herbalist kit.
For the herbalist kit, that dagger, yes.
Cool.
Yes. All the other basic weapons: club, dagger, great club, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, spear, crossbow, dart, short bow, sling, battle axe, flail, glaive, etc., etc. Goes on. That's all
sickles
at
are
the
cool. What
armory.
what does a sickle work off of? Is that a strength weapon?
Yes.
Damn, those are so cool. It makes me think of Shodi from from Pillars of Eternity too, which I don't think anyone else
Wait, what
does.
is
Sickles.
Sickles, they're so cool.
Oh, sickles.
Okay, so if you want, we can just speed this along, and the gang can all meet back together. Moth is still dutifully cleaning away. Dagger will come back from whatever the hell Dagger was doing. And Sigrid and Soraya will roll back up, and the party can be reunited with our purchases. And it's around nightfall.
They're like,
Yeah.
what the schedule is for copying down that book.
Yeah, just so you're aware, and we don't have to do this now, we can do this later, but as you guys are walking back, there's a larger commotion outside that tent. People aren't like fully arguing, yelling, but there is like clearly something of interest going on. And the little halfling girl keeps trying to like look, and her mom's like, "It's rude to be nosy." What's up?
You hear anything about like the
Maybe
gossip or what people
Make
are
me a perception check.
Can I assist? Because Sigrid
Sure,
is.
assist and give
Because I
them
think
advantage.
Sigrid is walking over to it after a certain point because she just wants to know what's going on.
Sure, go ahead and
Just do it at advantage,
Soraya,
Valerie.
yeah, Soraya roll and get advantage.
So would I roll twice then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll twice and then take the larger. Oh my gosh, you're fine. Oh my gosh, hi. Hey, you're okay.
I got a 25 for my
Oh,
shirt.
that's super funny.
She got scooped.
Yeah.
You get
25
scooped?
and a 15.
Do you get scooped like slime? Like slime of the week?
She's ice cream.
Are you ice cream? Are you creamed ice?
Yeah.
There is a woman at the center of this with a 25 who is clearly very upset. And you see this, you've never seen Whisper before. This is the first time you're seeing Whisper. You see a very slight Air Genasi, very pale skin, wispy white hair, very flowy clothes. And the Air Genasi looks very at ease, but the woman is like literally like screaming, crying, throwing up, like looks like, and she's kind of like, she's not quite grabbing the Genasi, but she's like reaching out like she might think about it. And she's like kind of in hysterics, and other people are kind of trying to like calm her down a little bit, but other people are like, yeah, and fuck you. And she just keeps being like, and she has come back, and it's because of what you told her, and you have to tell me what you told her, and she's just like in hysterics. And Whisper, I mean, you don't know it's Whisper, but the Air Genasi just says, I can't control what the card said, and it is not my place to say. And fucking Sigrid's like, bitch.
I need to roll. By the way, I need to roll my. Did I roll?
Yeah.
My dice for the morning, or did I already use them both? Because I think I
You
had
used
one.
one.
You
You just used one.
I think I have
used
one
the
that's-
D20.
No, wait.
I think I have a 10 left, or did I use them
Okay.
both?
You rolled
I
two,
don't-
you used
No.
one.
I
You only
think
used-
you.
Did I
I
use
think
both?
you used both of them because you gave one of them to me. I think.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I just
those
wanted to
are
make
fine.
sure.
They're on yourself.
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's kind of what's happening. And I'll say with a 25, you can parse that from a good enough distance that no one has clocked you all as being involved, so you could leave and no one would know. Or if you want to involve yourself, which it sounds like one of you does, you could do that. But let me know which you would like to do.
We
One
could.
of you got his
I-
presents.
No, we could. If we wanted, we could wait till it calmed down and maybe ask her. I've heard that people are using cards to see the future. I studied just a little bit, but mostly it is portents of fate I can see in different ways, like in water or perhaps in a
You
mirror.
studied divination?
Yes. I can see things before they happen. It was one of my gifts that the apocalypse made worse or better depending how you look at it.
So it
Sigrid?
increased your
I was
precognitive
just gonna-
abilities, I see.
So it is hard to say, but I wear gloves for a reason. I can, if I touch someone, I can see how they will die.
How they might leave this mortal coil.
So it is not set in stone. It
No, of course
changes sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. Sorry. This is maybe weird.
Oh no, darling, I live in Pendulum.
this
This is
I-
nothing.
this is a Tuesday.
Honestly.
At the temple, it wasn't as strange, but some people thought it was weird.
I
Um,
appreciate the warning, but believe me when I tell you that you don't have to worry about being morbid around me, or speaking of such topics. I'm
Okay.
quite used to them, actually, at this point.
But using cards, I've not done it before, but I've read about it before, so maybe she has extra cards I can have. Or buy them.
As you guys are kind of standing here, because you've been standing here for a minute, you're kind of close to. What are you doing? Naughty. You're kind of standing adjacent to the little marketplace that's spread out. So there's these like shabby but nice looking rugs spread across the cobblestone and some tents, and it looks like a lot of produce. And you see the halfling woman, kind of wipe her hands on the apron, and she comes up to you. She goes, "Not trying to intrude or speak outside my bounds, but I wouldn't suggest getting involved. That's messy business there."
Is this
Why?
a common occurrence in this?
No, not common particularly. As she starts talking to you, her daughter, who can only be, kind of comes up and peeks at you guys from behind her mom's leg. She's a little halfling girl. The woman says, "No, not common. Whisper, that's the Genasi. She hasn't had too much trouble, but gave some sort of, apparently read some sort of fortune to Mary's daughter, Mabel, and or Holly, her daughter. Her name's Holly. Hi, Holly. Haha, I had the wrong name. LOL. Holly is Mary's daughter. And Holly hasn't been seen since.
Well,
So
problem,
Mary blames Whisper.
the problem is when you read the future, sometimes people do not like what it holds.
You cut out real bad.
Oh, the problem when people get a reading of the future is sometimes they are not happy at what it holds.
Sure. I don't know a whole lot about the future reading it, but I'm just letting you know what that fuss is about and advising you from one friendly neighbor to another to maybe let it lie.
Does this Whisper, does she sell anything besides her services?
Yeah, I think she sells a couple of things, but mostly it's her services what people are interested in. She'll probably get a clothes shop here pretty soon, based on what she kind of gestured to.
Forever or for the evening?
Sorry, what was that?
For
I'm so sorry.
Forever or for
Oh,
the
no,
evening?
probably just for tonight. I'm sure Anne-Marie will be over here any minute now to break all this up. Whisper has every right to be here, even if it makes folks upset, so. I've never had any problems with her. She's set her tent up next to my market every day for months and has never been nothing but kind. But again, I don't use her services, no offense, not really what I believe in, but to each their own.
Did these people know the old saying not to shoot the messenger?
Well, I think the problem is people are thinking that Whisper is making these things up. Not everyone
Oh.
believes in the genuineness of divination.
She is. That's.
the little girl behind her mother goes, "No, that's not true. Everything Whisper says is totally true because Whisper said that I was gonna grow up and be queen." And her mom's like, "We do not have royalty anymore, so good luck with that. Let me know how that goes."
I mean,
And she looks,
she never specified what kind of queen, correct?
and the little girl is like,
Where is Detect
and
Magic?
her mom's like,
I thought Detect Magic was prepared. Oh. Do I even have
"Oh,
that?
did we not detect? Did Detect Magic go bad in the fridge? Uh-oh.
I was sure I got Detect Magic. I guess I hadn't. Do I
Did it
have
hit the
option?
expiration date? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It was in the
I'm
bag.
losing my mind. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I genuinely thought I had.
You're fine.
Detect Magic.
I don't give a shit.
I guess I just have identify and protect from evil and good. Whatever. I'm gonna lose my marbles. I thought I
Make
had
yourself a note to add it when you re-roll for your fucking spells, or I mean for your like little special whatever it's called, your cleric ability or
I
wizard ability,
mean,
whichever
I have
one it is.
detect magic if you need such a spell
Let
to
me-
be used.
I am.
A
I
pigeon
want to
coos
see-
on the roof of
Seriously.
Swordboard.
While we were talking about plagiarism of a book, we're like, oh, by the way, I have this.
I do not
I would
care
love
remotely.
that.
You are the
No, I have
least
identified.
metagaming group I've ever played with. It's just funny.
So
The
she...
metagaming pigeon.
You have a bonus action.
No, it's
I don't think Sigurd likes this. Like, why would you lie? Why would you lie with your magic? Why would you do this?
Yeah, I mean, both of you roll me insight, just for grins.
Inside.
Oh. That's not what I'm good at. Oh, it is! It's what I'm good at!
Yeah, you're a cleric, my guy.
Natural 20 for a 25.
Okay, you both kind of get the idea.
So
We'll say that was a
stupid.
group roll. You both kind of get the idea that this halfling woman is just pretty no nonsense, and it's not that she has anything expressly against magic, but she's very much like, that's not my thing. I don't want to have anything to do with it. If you do it, whatever, but it's not for me, and I kind of think it's all hocus pocus horseshit. So that's where she's coming from. It's not that she thinks Whisper is a liar, or she thinks, like, she even said, like, Whisper was fine, but, like, magic in general, it's kind of like, in her mind, it's like, oh, it's a lot of hand waving, a lot of saying words, like, sure. That's kind of the vibes you're getting from this woman, as far as her opinion on magic. It's not mean, it's just very no nonsense. So that's kind of, like, where she's coming from, if that helps or makes any difference in Sigurd's mind.
But she's just like, now I really gotta talk to this person, which is not...
Yeah, well, as you guys are kind of talking to this halfling woman, I'm gonna say her, I'm just gonna tell you her name just because it's easier. Her name is, I'll put it in chat. It's, Ivana Witt is her name. I will put that in character diner just because it's easier than just calling her that halfling woman. And her daughter is, Emmy Witt. Emily Witt. And the Wits are a pair of halflings that run a market in the middle of town. Well, the mother runs it, and the daughter is just kind of there for moral support. As you guys are talking, Anne-Marie Oda, the champion of Saltwood, is going to stride across town and start to kind of break up this confrontation. And she's going to step between Whisper and Mary and put a hand on Mary's shoulder and speak kindly but sternly to her. And Mary's just, like, kind of in hysterics, and, Anne-Marie's gonna kind of say some things to her and sort of, like, not push, but, like, guide her away, but a little forcefully guide, and just kind of, like, is breaking up this confrontation, basically. And she has an air of, like, used to this about her. This is probably, like, 90%, at least 70% of Anne-Marie's normal duties, just breaking up, like, random bullshit fights around town. So, and Anne-Marie will turn to Whisper and exchange some words with her, and Whisper's gonna go back in her tent. So, that's what we got.
Do you wish to try to converse with her at another time? she wanted to try your luck
she
now.
went into her tent and the door looks like it is open.
Okay, if you want to try and knock on Whisper's tent, that's totally fine, but that will be a next session thing.
Okay.
So you can try and talk to Whisper next session. And then so Dagger will come back to Moth. Moth, I'm gonna say you've pretty much finished your duties. You got a lot of static and a couple of broken words, but the that phrase you got earlier is the only like coherent string of words that you got. Dagger's going to say, it's kind of going on nightfall now. Dagger's gonna say, all done?
Yeah. All done.
You doing okay?
Just tired.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's meet up with the others and see about getting some rest. And you and Dagger will head into town, and you will see. I mean, Saltwood is not big, so you will see. And Sigrid and Soraya do stand out a little bit. So you'll see Sigrid and Soraya. Also, you guys make it in time to see Anne-Marie breaking up the fight. So you saw that there was some kind of commotion around Whisper's tent, and Dagger kind of ran at it too. And Dagger was like, "Well, that's not any good."
It's like, and then you see the other two walking towards them.
Yeah! Dagger's like, that's even worse! It's very, not to quote the Ice Age, but like, there's an idiot who's about to walk up and knock on Whisper's tent. Oh no, is it our idiot? Yeah, Dagger's gonna be like, oh boy, okay. And I presume you both will head over and all four of y'all meet up, and that's where we'll I couldn't speak for a second. That's where we'll kick off. I couldn't decide what word I wanted to use, and so I just didn't say any words. That's where we will kick off next session with the group about to blah, 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 blah. Talk to Whisper, the air genasi with alleged powers of divination.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah. Allegedly. Who knows? She could be full of shit.
I know I am.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
When do we want to play next?
My schedule's about to be. I have no idea. I have no freaking idea. Just playing something. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I am probably gonna be moving here really soon. So
there you go.
No
do you want to try next weekend, or do you want to try the 7th? The 31st or the 7th? How are we feeling?
I cannot. One moment. I'm so sorry. I cannot do the 31st as I already have plans that week, but.
All good.
Yeah, 31st I am busy.
That's fine. How about the 7th?
7th would probably work.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Tentative, yes, because it's my dad's birthday.
Okay. And if it doesn't work, as always, just be like, hey, JK, and that is completely and totally fine. I appreciate everyone's patience. I know we didn't start this off having a good time, but I think it ended pretty well. And now we have in-game rolling, which I'm so excited about. Oh my god, I'm so
At
pleased.
first I was like, nah, and now I'm like, this is kind of cool, actually.
It's fun. That's what I'm saying, and it's fun to be able. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
So,
is that it? Is that where we cut? Cheese?
Yes. Yeah. That's
all right. That's all for episode 2. Revenge of the shopping episode. Goodbye.
There you go.